Hello, welcome to Souls Intersect. This reading is for Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising signs, and it is focused on April of 2017. If you're interested in getting a private reading with me, please email me at soulsintersect@gmail.com, or you can book directly through my site, and the link is below. I also want to let you know that I've reduced the price for my past life reading to make it accessible to more people. So it is now $35 going forward. And there's more information about that on my site as well. And you'll see a sample reading also that I posted back in February, a sample past life reading. Okay, so I've selected 6 cards for you, Libras, for April. And the card on the right, the Knight of Wands, was on the bottom of the deck. So I'll bring that into the reading as well. From the top, you have the Knight of Cups, the Five of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. Okay, so I feel that this Queen of Pentacles is representing you in this reading. And I feel like the reason you're showing up as a Pentacles card, the Queen particularly, has to do with some possible changes and feelings coming up for you in relation to your job or the work that you do. How productive you are is something that's coming up. And I'm also getting for some of you that there's been some reminiscing in a way about what you dreamed of doing in terms of work in the past, possibly when you were a child, and also possibly when you were starting out, so like when you were starting college, for example. And it seems like it may be something that you compromised on somewhat, or if you didn't compromise, so if you actually did go forward with what you planned on doing for work, that in some way it didn't turn out the way that you hoped it would. So there's this sense of being a bit jaded about a line of work, either because it wasn't exactly what you dreamed of or pictured or hoped for, or because it's not in the line of work that you ultimately would have liked to be doing. So it does seem like there's quite a bit of an emotional connection happening around that. If some of you have been feeling down in some way, but not knowing why, I feel like that could be part of it. I also feel that it may be triggered by some things happening at work right now. So not just how you feel about the work you do overall, but how you're feeling about something that's gone on at work. It feels like complications with others, having to prove yourself and not feeling like the person you were trying to prove yourself to was very receptive or something like that, bringing you down, making you feel like you're not being appreciated. And my sense is that that has brought up for you some of these concerns about the past. I do sense that if this is the case with you, some of the draw to stay with what you're doing or to begin doing the type of work that you do may have been financial. So it may be like something where you did compromise and go into a different field or a different area than you had planned to because it was financially more lucrative for you. And that's being called into question now because I definitely get the sense that many of you are feeling unfulfilled about it. I also sense that there may be someone that you work with, and this may or may not be the case, so this is not speaking to everyone, but for those of you that it is speaking to, it does feel to me like the other stuff might still be going on, feeling unfulfilled at work, but I also get the sense that there may be a past love in the workplace. it may be someone younger. Um, and I feel like they may be represented by this Knight of Cups person. They might not necessarily be younger, but if they're not younger, I feel like they might be acting pretty immaturely. So my sense is that there was possibly a breakup with this person, or things are not going as well as they were at some point, or you're interested in someone at work and are starting to realize that I feel like maybe you thought there was potential and they're not reciprocating in the way you'd hoped. You're starting to realize maybe that there is not potential, there isn't romantic potential, because the feeling around it is a sense of emotional disappointment and some remorse. So it's either something that's already ended or that you're feeling disappointed about. And I feel like that might have you questioning where you work and wanting to stay there or not. But again, it's not just because of this one person. It feels like there's some other things going on too in terms of fulfillment. I do get the sense, especially for those of you who resonated with the romantic bit, that there is another person. I feel that this Knight of Wands is representing another person. And this person, I feel, already sees you, already is romantically interested in you. This person may be at your place of work, but possibly not. My sense is that this is more likely a neighbor or someone in a place, someone who frequents a place that you do, a coffee shop or some place that you go to regularly, and who you've spoken to, or at least there's mutual recognition to some extent. They could also be someone who works at a place that you frequent. I feel like this person has a lot to offer beyond what they may show outwardly. So that might be true in a couple of ways. It may be that you wouldn't expect this person to, for example, be as educated as they are because they're working in a place that you frequent that is a coffee shop or something like that. Not, saying that we all judge just by appearances, but my sense is that there's something going on there where they're actually very highly educated and in a situation that they didn't expect to be in. And if you spoke to them, you would find out that that there's some surprising stuff underneath the surface and that they're interested in you and interested in talking to you. So that's just an example. Another example could be because of how someone looks. My sense is that, again, it's not that anyone's being judgmental, but because you haven't scratched the surface yet with this person, there's something about how they look or where they are or what they do being in contrast with what they really have to offer deep down, and that just beginning talking to them, having more of a conversation, getting to know each other would reveal to you these gifts that they have to offer or these abilities that you're unaware of right now. This feels like a very warm person. Could also be someone younger. It feels like that may just be more energetically or in spirit too, though. They feel very fun-loving and kind of goofy, maybe a little eccentric and very creative and artistic, possibly. I feel like they have a serious side, though, as well. And it really does feel like someone that a lot of you are compatible with. And it feels like this is someone that could also, because it's coming up as a wands, this Knight of Wands, and some of the conflict cards having to do with your place of work are these wands, the 7 and the 5. I sense that this person could quell some of that, not directly, not, going into your place of work or anything, or even directly helping you with it or talking about it, but whatever is feeling conflicting and unfulfilling about those energies, this person could come in and help alleviate some of that on your end. So in other words, enjoying your time with this person could take your mind off of those other things that have been troubling you to a certain extent. And for those of you who maybe are not working or something like that, are students or are not working, it could be that some of those conflicts are happening at home, or in school, for example, if you're a student. And I really feel like there could be something with this person. It seems like don't hesitate to talk to someone, even if they don't seem to have what you think. I feel like there's something going on with assumptions there. Okay, Libras, so I will stop this here. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. And also, I have rewritten a lot of the content on my site, so please check it out. There's a lot of information there about my approach to readings and what you might expect in getting one of my readings. All right, have a great month of April and take care.